and you can play aggressive in your face right here. But please do not wait and hesitate and do something. You gotta get out there and get into your face and actually do something. You can surprise them. Now, the flank can do their normal thing, which is roll out to right here on the left side. They can easily do that to apply more damage, or they can roll out right, whichever. But that's a drop down strategy. I usually have like 3 strats when playing Gully Wash. My 3 strats are rolling out left R choke, dare choke, and drop down. Most times it's probably gonna be R choke and play it safe. The only reason why is that like most times the team gets kind of too aggressive here, and you don't want to be really fucked. Like this is a kind of risky strategy, but it works. So basically, let's say if they roll out your choke and you roll out at their choke at the same time. If you see a sniper up, you can kind of go over here, but you can put pressure on a sniper if you want to as a combo, but you shouldn't have to. I think that's a flank shot. Or what you could do is as soon as the sniper has pressure, play the same thing. Get aggressive. You can destroy him. Same thing as if like you're rolling out your choke and they're rolling out their choke, you know? Except it looks like the opposite. So you just gotta keep that in mind. Let me see, what else is there? I think that's about it for the mid fight. If there's any specific questions, you know, feel free to post in the comments on what side should I do and how should I take this mid fight and where should I be. I'll try my best to help, but for spies, I don't really know. Like what you can do as a spy, you can like decloak on there if you want to. Just like, it's up to you personally. Just feel it out. I don't really have specific things on like where the spy should go, so just try your best to feel it out and just go from there. But other than that, 3 strats. Just remember 3 strats: dare choke, R choke, under, and it's gonna be based on playing on where your demo man goes. Now, if one strategy doesn't work, try next strategy. Do not keep trying the same strategy. It's not gonna work. If your strategy is working, then feel free to try it till something happens. Then you can change it up. But other than that, okay. So let's give an example now. Here's all the examples, okay? Let's say your team has an advantage, okay? And let's say the other team isn't counting Uber for 1 sec. Let's say the enemy team is holding, which is very bad. I'll talk about the defensive holds on point 2 later on. But if your team has an advantage and your medic is counting, feel free to get players in and just flood it in. I don't believe in flashing. I don't believe in leading like 6's classes in on Uber advantages. Even if you can chase the meta, I don't believe in that. I believe in just flooding players in when you have Uber advantage. Now here's my other scenario where I do believe in flashing like 6's class, like scouts, scout, demo, and maybe soldier. Okay, you can always do like a 450 like power class repush, for example, like 450 heavy repush. Okay, well I can go over more specific stuff later on with those. But right now, I just want to say, like, if you have an Uber advantage and you know the medic's holding close, feel free to flood players in. But if you know if the medic's holding real far back, then you can Uber classes that can chase the frags. Would probably be scout, soldier, demo, classes that can kill them and can retreat. But like I said, if you have Uber advantage, flood players in, get people in the point, and kill as much people as you can. And once you kill them, you can kind of play a little bit far forward and let the light classes cap the point and can take ground to like right here. Now anyways, I want to talk a little bit about defensive hold on point 2. When they have Uber advantage, okay, so if you're at a huge disadvantage and the other enemy team has 100% Uber, and you're maybe at 50, okay? You want to hold up here. Get the combo up here as soon as possible. You do not want to hold down here. You hold down here, you're gonna get fucked instantly, okay? Do not hold down here. You can hold up here. The medic can heal someone that's right there. You know? Instantly spread heals. And your power man can play like right here. Pyro can play right here. You can easily right click. Waste Uber. Waste Uber. Waste Uber, okay? Right click. This is a corridor where Pyro is a really huge thing. That how you can play defensive Ubers. Like, use this wall to your advantage, you know? Use everything to your advantage. And right click. Look at that. Instantly. Done. So as I was saying, hold up here. You have the high ground, you can instantly retreat. Now, I'm not sure what classes the enemy might Uber. He might Uber Scout and might Flash Soldier. You gotta be aware, like make sure that your heavy is witchy and spinning like right now. Because in case they do Flash Soldier, your heavy can instantly deny Uber Soldier as long as he juggles them in the air, you know? So. And then your medic can run out to safety. He buys your time, guys. Look at that. Your medic retreating. Running away. Use the high ground to your advantage. Okay? This is the reason why you want to hold up here. So remember, if your team has an Uber disadvantage, hold up here. Now, let's see. I can go a little bit over attacking last and defending last, but I think I want to go over attacking last first. Should I? Yeah, I think I should. Attacking last, okay. So if your team has an Uber advantage, the same thing, get players in, flood the point in. Make sure you're calling that Uber. Now, if your team is doing an Uber v Uber, there's two strategies you can do, okay? You can Uber in a light class, and then you can tank and do a 450 repush. Now, what is a 450 repush? Basically, you Uber in a light class, soldier, scout. Shit, let me do it. I'm Ubered now. Okay, force enemy, try to get out with a soldier, back up, and then retank in 450 heals on the heavy. This is like 6's strategy now. Most times, the reason why we call this a 450 heavy repush, basically because usually when you sink in an Uber, they're kind of focusing on that target and they're kind of wasting their ammo. Whereas if you bring in the heavy as soon as possible, then you can just tank it in, and there's not gonna be enough focus on the heavy. This is the reason why I like this strategy a lot of times, especially for Gully Watch, right? But you gotta tell your medic where your position, yeah? Because if you wanna like tank somebody in, like your medic's probably like 20, 50, 30, 20, 10, and you wanna back up to your heavy, make sure your heavy is 450 and your heavy has to play aggressive and just tank it in. And then your dome man can clear up the damage. That's what you call a 450 heavy repush. Now, you usually see this like on shit. I just killed myself, but I'll show you a pure example. I go to scout now, so you can get to their point really quick. Actually, I'll use this as an example, okay? So let's say I'm pushing into shutters right here. Now, if there's no power holding right here, usually powers can play like, pretty aggressive and you can hold right here. If they're holding right here, you can easily deny like a lot of Ubers, by the way. But if the power is not holding right here and you can Uber in like a let's say maybe Uber in a scout. Make sure you check sticks right here now, by the way. Really good sticky traps. So Uber in a scout. Med force. Your medic backs up. Your heavy is right here. You can easily play aggressive and repush and just tank it in. Cause you gotta think, wow. The mech is forcing to a scout, yeah. But at the same time, like why are you giving all the heals to heavy? You can just easily tank it. And make sure your team backs that heavy up. Now, if your team is not backing up the heavy, your heavy can only do so much. He's just gonna instantly get focused down and die. And here's the difference between like dance and like 6. Like you gotta think like you got a lot more other players now. If you're not getting like any picks, because most times if you're forcing in like an Uber on Uber v Uber as a scout, you're not gonna get like too many picks. You're just gonna get the medic pop. So you want to play aggressive and get players in there. Not everyone has to go in. Not like freaking three people go in and like the rest back out. You guys can't be scared. You can't be like afraid of these things. You just gotta flood in and play as a team and get in. Say I'm doing 450 heavy repush. Tank me in right now. At the same time, your dumb man can play either with you or behind you, or you can tank heals. But most times, I would tank the heal on the heavy, and then buff the dumb man as soon as possible. But as soon as the dumb man's right here, you can easily put pressure, focus targets, call, focus heavy, focus down one, focus whatever that needs to be focused. Make sure you have someone calling those focus targets, okay? And you can win those repushes. Usually when a team's more aggressive, you can win that fight right there. You can out DM them. Okay, here's another strategy. Let's say you're doing Uber v Uber. Your Uber is about 85 to 90%. Your heavy can jump right here with a guru. Heavy pyro. Ooh, pyro strats actually. I should go over this. Pyro is really good. Heavy pyro underneath here. Okay, you time it. Let's say your dumb man calls in. He's Ubering in now. Okay, what you could do, you get a pyro right here. Air blast people off the point. Look at that. Easily air blast people off point. And your heavy is like right here. Your heavy can use this angle. You can dodge rollers and stuff. You can just like basically annihilate people if you like play it here. You see, you gotta think as a heavy, yeah. You want to use these angles to your advantage. Look at that. So you can kind of limit the hitbox with you, but at the same time, you want to basically strafe as a heavy, and you can do this, easily. And the pyro can just air blast people off the point, and that's how you can cap. And your dumb man can either put stickies on the points and get people on the point, because obviously if there's two people on the point, it's not being Uber, it's getting capped, right? So that's 2 times on the point. It's gonna cap last. So your dumb man can place stickies already over here while he's being Ubered, so you can get on the point instantly. That's a strategy right there. Now let's see, what other strategies do I have? Now defending last strategy. Not a huge fan of engineers running level 3s. I'm just not a fan of engineers running level 3s in this map period, but you can run level 3s if you want to turtle it. A common level 3 spot would probably be either right here. I don't see this right here working at all, but it'd probably be like right here. Decent. Oh yeah, as a medic, make sure, be aware if you're standing right here, sniper sightlines, yeah? Right there, right there, right there. You kind of want to be holding like a little bit like right here. Make sure you spy check, because spies love to climb on these things right here. Not sure if a spy can climb there, but yeah, spy can definitely climb onto here and instantly cloak and dagger against you. So make sure that like you be aware, and you kind of want to play like a little bit around like right here if you want to be away from the sniper sideline. Because once you peek here, if a soldier is not putting pressure for some reason, like your soldier's not on the flank, then your medic's gonna die from a headshot. Your medic can play back here. Now I don't see why not. Now if you have like a huge advantage, like you can play back here, but at the same time, like you kind of want to like rotate around. So if they Uber and you don't want to stay in the respawn and just get the point free. You gotta want to rotate around, or you can play down here. Now this is if they have Uber advantage. You can play down here, and you can just basically annihilate them. Whoever's gonna come on the point. That's another defensive hold. There's 2 defensive holds now. I'll leave you option 1 in case one doesn't work. Use the other one you hold under the river or water, whatever they call it. And your dumb man can put sticks right here. Pretty simple. You can play underneath this side. I like playing underneath. As defensive hold, this is like for me one of my favorite holds for heavy. Only because like I like using these angles to my advantage. And I can watch down here. But other than that, make sure your soldier and your scout is always putting pressure, constant pressure on the flank. Make sure the sniper's not peeking, because once the sniper peeks, then you're kind of screwed. You don't want your medic to die, because once your medic drop, people are just gonna flood in. That's a game point right there.